Welcome back to round 2 of the Vancouver Open. And let's just say that round 1 didn't go according to plan. There were some shanks, some uncharacteristic play off the greens, and some absolute brain farts on the greens. Yeah. I was playing an A flight, which is handicaps 2 through 9. There were 78 of us in the field, and on paper my handicap had me ranked 61st. The first round placed us tied 58th overall and 50th for net. They take the top quarter of the field for gross and net, so I know it's going to take a very good round today to squeak in, hopefully in the net category. Or stated otherwise,
I'm fighting for my life!
Fortunately for me, I was able to shoot a very encouraging 78 in a practice round. On that day, my driver was absolutely perfect, and I know it takes that kind of driving to play well on this course. Even on this first hole, a drive in the fairway doesn't give me a clean second shot. I tried to hit a 4-wood as close as I could to the green here, and though it gets green high, I have a bit of tree trouble, and the day is going to start by testing me. An up and down here is really imperative, because I know it will take going even on the par 5s in order to flirt with 80 today. So far, so good. The second hole is really the only hole I consider easy on this golf course. It's straight away and it's a driver wedge, and I even get away with chunking this wedge a bit. I don't really want 40 feet for birdie from 90 yards, but if one thing's been consistent for me in this tournament, it's been my lag putting, and I do indeed tidy up for par on 2. The par 3s on this course are all monsters, beginning here with the long third, and ironically I took a few steps back from the tee box before missing the green a few steps short. That putt was a bit tentative, and this
is not me!
Yeah, frustrating. The stretch of 3 through 6 here is really tough. You can't miss this drive right. And I managed to miss it over here. That was hit about 4 inches behind the ball. And now I'm trying to get up and down from about 75 yards and probably hit my best shot of the day. And we definitely clawed one back there. The miss here is definitely short right, and I do manage to put it just there. And it's hard to tell on video, but this pin is sitting in a really tricky spot. And even from about 5 feet here, it's a tough putt and I put a ton of pace on it, trying to take some of the break out of it. I get left with a 2-foot knee knocker, and wow, a double bogey there that was really avoidable. Just like the first hole, this is a great drive hit into the fairway, but not a perfect drive, and as a result, I'm trying to carve one around this tree here. And I do manage to get the shape I wanted on it, but it doesn't quite go where I want. And this pitch doesn't quite release, and watch it go round and down this green. I'll end up with about 25 feet up the hill for par. But fortunately for me, the lag putting continues to be a strong suit of my tournament. And we will get out of stroke hole 1 with a bogey. Backing away from that one was the right idea, because on the easiest hole on the course, you definitely want to give yourself a look at birdie. That putt was also a bit tentative, but we'll get out of here with a 3. That's the shape you want on this shot, but it manages to clip a branch and fall in a bunker here. And I caught this one a little bit fat, and I actually have to hit this one out of a hazard. I got more club on it than anticipated, so once again we'll have a testy 20-footer for par. These greens are definitely slicker than Langara's, and I'll have a bit of a knee knocker coming back, but I do manage to make it. This is a double dogleg par 5, and even though this was hit solid, I basically have to punch out sideways here. I am inside 100 here, and this one is really painting the flagstick and will give me a good look at 4. It's not quite meant to be, and I'll close the 9 with a par. And I'm okay with 5 over on the front here. I know I gave away a couple of strokes on the greens, and my recent 78 here was 4 over on the front. Most importantly, I'm feeling much more comfortable over the ball than I was in the first day of this tournament. And be sure to subscribe for day 3 if we're lucky enough to make it. A delayed ruling for one of my playing partners actually wound up putting us on the clock for the first few holes of the back nine. And strangely enough, I hit a great drive on 10 before hitting a pretty lousy hybrid that at least gets up to the green. This was some poor decision making combined with some poor execution. I probably should have putted that one through the fringe and just accepted the result. Instead, I have more or less the same predicament, but this time with the putter in hand. And I know that there's basically no way to leave this ball above the hole, and I'll have about 6 feet coming back up for bogey, and that's an okay way to start the back. This is another great drive on the par 5. And I don't really get all of this blind approach here, but lucky enough I will have a wedge in hand for the third here. I land it short of a ridge, and it rolls out all the way to a great spot for birdie here. And I thought this was good the whole way, but we'll have to take a par. This is my only real stray drive of the day. It finds the water hazard on the right, and now we're trying to get up and down for par. But a not too great iron shot there, followed by a chip that didn't quite want to release the way I thought it would. Means our second and final double bogey of the day. The 13th is an absolute monster of a par 3. About 210, and with no slope on the rangefinder thanks to a tournament, I'm sort of just guessing what number it really plays like. But it all works out, and I'll escape with a 3. That's another good drive. And this threatens to be a snap hook, and instead it's just kind of an ugly draw. And that's the most frustrating thing you can possibly do inside 100 yards. And just like that, we're trying to scramble and get away with a par here. And finally the golf gods smile on me and give me a long putt. This was sort of a brutal mishit, but the end result is just fine. I'll have a long way home, but at least I am on the fairway on another tight driving hole. It misses the green just short left, and I really couldn't figure out which chips were going to release and which wouldn't today. But in any case, I do get out with another up and down. This was painting the flagstick, and I thought it would be inside 10 feet for birdie, but it takes a horrible kick into the bunker. And for the first time playing out of the bunker today, I hit a pretty good one, and escape with another up and down. I can par out for 79 here, and look what the golf gods give me.
Y'all trying to kill me?
I don't really know how to hit this shot, and it squirts out way to the right in a terrible spot. This one is a bit of skill and a whole lot of luck. And let's get out of here with a well-earned 4.
Y'all killing me with this.
On to 18. And this drive is a bit squirrely, and it actually catches a tree on the right and shoots back into the fairway. And I'm begging this one to catch a piece, but it also finds a bunker. And this is another good bunker shot that will give us one good look at 4 to end the day. But it's low the whole way, and we'll close the day 10 over. The net score today is 2 over, and the net score on day 1 was 7 over. So the total net after 2 days is 9 over, and late this evening the cut line gets set at 9 over. So just by a hair, we're thrilled to qualify for day 3, the final day of the Vancouver Open, tomorrow at Fraserview.